Man convicted for killing a teenager in the 1980s has served his time and is now out of prison.
But the victim's family wants you to know that this man is out after decades behind bars.
First to 4, Catherine Huntley is live. She had a chance to speak to the family. Catherine, what else have you learned?
Well, Brian and Nicole, Michelle Hayes was just 17 years old when she was killed by Scott Grant. Grant, who's now 58, just completed his 40 years in prison and has now been released. But Michelle's family wants everyone to know that he's back out in the community.
She had a great spirit. She had an infectious laugh. She was so funny.
Dawn Hayes fondly remembering her sister Michelle more than 40 years after her death.
She loved animals. She wanted to be a veterinarian. She had plans, and she deserved to live out those plans.
That bright spirit was cut short back in 1985. Her killer, Scott Grant, and another man killed the 17-year-old, then brutally cut off her legs and threw her into a nearby berry patch.
What they did to her was the thing that nightmares are made of.
Grant got the maximum sentence and served 40 years in prison for involuntary manslaughter and kidnapping. The other man convicted of killing the mentor on the Lake teen has since died. Now that Grant is out, Dawn is getting the word out. She wonders why he gets to live his life as a free man when their family is living a life sentence of losing Michelle.
He's still relatively young and gets to be free and continue with a life. And my sister doesn't, she will forever remain 17. I just don't see the justice in it at all.
As part of his sentence, Grant has to register as a sex offender for the next 10 years. Others who knew Michelle, like classmate John Whited, said she was always kind and bubbly. He's just as frustrated that Grant is out.
If somebody doesn't get the death penalty or life in prison for cutting somebody's legs off, what's it for?
Now Dawn Hayes has a message for her sister's killer.
I'm here to remind him that Michelle was loved and I'm not going anywhere. And I will keep reminding him, regardless if he's locked up or outside.
Those are just extremely powerful words there from Dawn, who tirelessly worked every time Grant was up for parole to make sure that he stayed in prison. She also wants to thank the greater community for signing petitions and writing letters every time he was up for early release to make sure that he stayed in prison for the maximum sentence of 40 years. For now, live in Painesville, Catherine Huntley, 19 News.